This is Nancy Nino. We are backstage at the Toronto Pro Supershow, and we've just wrapped up the Figure Pro Finals, and we have our third place winner, Natalie Waples, in the house. Congratulations, Natalie.
Thank you very much.
Well deserved. You've been on the stage for a few years now, so thank you returning to the Toronto Pro Show. Your year started out wonderful. You got second place at the Detroit Powerhouse Show and third place at the St. Louis Show. Tell me a little bit about your physique improvements, because I've noticed you have a lot of improvement in your shoulders. You've really tightened up, and there's some great streamlining in your physique.
Well, thank you. I started working with a new coach in November, and we just kind of took a different approach to things. He's much more centric on my training itself. He still does all of the nutrition as well, but we just really upped the intensity and duration of my back and shoulder workouts. So obviously that loans itself to trying to put on some size, because I am one of the taller competitors. So when you put me up against someone that's 5'2", it makes me look a little bit skinnier. So we've been trying to put on some size and just a lot more consistent. And I guess in the last year and a half or so, I just started taking competing a lot more seriously after I qualified for my first Olympia. I was like, you know what? I would really like to be able to do this successfully for a couple of years. So this finish will put me, I'll now be in second place for the Olympia qualification series. So I'm going to do one more show in hopes of qualifying for the Olympia in September.
Well, that was wonderful, because you just took all the questions right out of my mouth and that journey to the Olympia. So that is wonderful. Well, obviously, there's a team of people around you, and a big thanks I'm sure you want to give your shout-outs to.
Absolutely. So first of all, my coach, Damian Segovia, like I said, he's helped me just transform my body this year and really been very, very supportive. My sponsors, Nutribolics, Tatika. I'm also working with Popeye Supplements here in Ottawa, Ontario. So I've been very fortunate. And of course, my friends and family. I couldn't do any of this without their patience when I can't go to restaurants, etc. And I'm not necessarily a moody person, but definitely having to be in bed puts a damper on the social life. So they've all been incredibly patient.
Well, that's wonderful. What do you think has been the biggest challenge for you? You did say that you have been one of the smaller girls on stage, although you have a great finesse while you're on stage. What do you think is your biggest challenge?
I think definitely just putting on enough size for my frame, because like I said, I'm longer limbed than the average figure competitor. So to have enough size to match up against some of the shorter girls has been the biggest obstacle for me. And the conditioning. I mean, the last 18 months, I've really started to buckle down with it. I'm doing much more focused type cardio, a lot less of it, but it's a lot higher intensity, and I'm working much more on the hams and glutes. And it's paid back in spades, because I do half the cardio and I look better. So who doesn't want to give thumbs up to that, right?
Well, that is wonderful. And I'm sure the fans want to know a little bit more about Natalie. So I'm going to get you some fun questions here. What's on your bucket list?
Top 10 at the Olympia, for sure. Win an IFBB Pro Show is up there. And I'd love to travel the world and see Europe. So whether or not that be in a competing or recreational capacity, those are kind of my short to medium term goals, and we'll see what happens after that.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for returning to the Toronto Pro Show. This is Nancy Nino signing off.